Namaskar. Hello and welcome to PGurus channel. I'm your host 𝗏𝙗𝗫. Joining me today after a brief hiatus, probably a year or two, I guess, is Kumaraswamy. And Kumar and I go back. We've done a few programs in the past about management and other topics. Today we're going to take up a very interesting topic, Tamil Nadu, and he's going to look at it perhaps from a slightly different lens from what others do. And it's going to be an interesting discussion. Please do watch till the very end. And now let's welcome Kumaraswamy. Kumar sir, namaskaram and welcome to PGurus channel.
Thank you. And your voice is breaking, actually. It's like with a twang.
Just 1 second. 1 second. Check. Sachin, is it okay for you? Can you just text and say it's okay for you? Kumar sir, it is on your side because on our editor side, it's coming fine.
It's okay.
Maybe just want to log out and log back in.
No, I think it's okay now.
It's okay now. Okay. Yeah. So I yield the floor to you, sir. You have a lot to cover here. Viewers, you need to look at this thing all the way till the end. And a lot of work to be done for many parties. And Kumarji has spent a lot of time putting together this presentation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. 𝗏𝙗𝗫. It's always a pleasure to share something with your audience. And what I'll do is I'll take about, I think I have about 14 slides. I'll spend about 3 or 4 minutes each. And I would set the tone like this. Last time I appeared on this topic, it was about messaging. So when you eat a dinner, the kind of food that you leave on the table and how you leave the cutleries around, you not only leave the food behind, you also leave a lot of information about yourself behind. What brought up and how you have been brought up and those kinds of things also you're leaving behind. That was the topic last time, but this is about tactics, political tactics that the political parties play. So what I'll do is I'll analyze various events and how select politicians and parties react or should react, and the gains and pitfalls of each, how they get. This is only a selective analysis. This is not an overall analysis, nor based on any ground research like many of your analysts do. And so it is a different kind of approach. The economists use something called game theory. So I'll be looking at it from the game theoretic approach. What do political parties do? What do they intend to get? What do they end up getting? How should the other party react to it so that they dilute the gains expected by the first party, and how should they react to gain some for themselves? You will see a lot of bias for two reasons. One, don't take it as bias for or against. When I'm admiring something or I'm jealous about something, it is I put a tick mark on the tactics that particular party is playing. When I'm against something or run down something, it is my disappointment or frustration with that tactics, which the particular party should not have played. Unfortunately, there seems to be only one party which is dishing out all the tactics and various moves, which is the ruling party. The others are the opposition, etc. The others are nowhere in the picture in terms of market share. They are much less than 10-20%. And in my opinion, DMK seems to be getting most of their things right. So if I appear to be a little biased or something, it's par for the course because that's the nature of things here. So let's have the first slide, please. A second slide. Next one. The next one. Yeah. Corruption. Let's see one of the most important things. Corruption, has it lost its relevance or we have lost our way? Really, does corruption really matter? So let's see the various players. To the casual labor who is waiting outside the factory gate every morning to see, if he'll get daily wage. Does it really matter the kind of things that are discussed by the opposition or even the press for that matter, that 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗧𝙁 has to be, given back to Tamil Nadu or something? Does that kind of thing really matter? Or to the housewife reaching her kids to the school, does it really matter that some rains or floods in Tirunelveli was not handled properly or something? Or the middle class juggling their life, what happened in Kashmir in terms of some riots, etc., or anywhere else, does it really matter to them? or that 38 crores have been lost in like a scam or something. Does it really matter to them? It doesn't seem to matter to them at all. In fact, a couple of days back in Vijay's speech, I was told in Pondicherry, the people were lustily cheering him whenever I said we will come to power, we will defeat DMK or something. They were lusty cheer. But when he was dishing out in his rather brief speech something good that he is planning to do for Pondicherry, people are yawning, I believe. So that's the level of attention. That's the kind of attention that people have got to by now. And gone are the days of all this patriotism and for the nation and all those kinds of things are gone completely now. In fact, I remember as far back as in 1999, I think, Kargil War, there was a lot of patriotism, there was a lot of love, affection flowing down the streets, and everybody was, supporting this one. But 1 year later, when they were trying to celebrate the day as Vijay Diwas, there was hardly any reception. So that's the way people have become numb to, the kinds of overall kinds of things, and they have started being selfish, and looking at it purely from their own perspective on what they gain or they not. Tamil Nadu people are not the only people to blame. It is a case all over, not only in India, even outside. It has all come to freebies and how to cajole people with specific targeted individual benefits. That's what it has come to. And why blame the individuals? Even the corporations are doing it. They want tax cuts. When Tesla, the highest paid CEO with 1 trillion of compensation, he comes to India, he asks for concessions, in duties and import duties, etc. Why should we give? So that's the way things have come to pass. The trouble with the politicians as well as the intellectuals is they do not even now convert this corruption into user level benefits and value benefits to the voter. So I'll give you a simple example. Sand mafia. You can give hours and hours of lecture of how this 66,000 crores have been looted or 16,000 crores have been looted. I mean, whatever be the figure. And this is exactly so many invoices, and so many lorry contractor has been engaged at this kind of all this thing is going on. But let's see how to convert this into a user level benefit. Supposing you say the same thing, you twist around. Per lorry sand costs 1,000 rupees, out of which 38 rupees is the mining cost, and the royalty payable to the government is 67 rupees. 100 rupees the loading charges, 50 rupees is the this one, or totaling to 347 rupees or something. The thing is sold at 1,000 rupees to you, which means 650 rupees is the margin which people are enjoying, which is being siphoned off. If I come to power, I'll make it 500, so that the construction is becoming cheaper to you, so that construction will come to you. Your construction cost will come down by, let's say, 15% or 20%, whatever is the number working out. It is converting that very corruption into something receivable by the end user and voter. And he can see the benefit for himself. Oh, if this is going to come by 12%, another bricks, etc., another 12, 13%, what may have cost me something 10 lakhs to construct is available to me at 6 lakhs or 7 lakhs. He can relate to it. Or milk scam, let's say. I think about some time back, I think the quality of fat or some such thing was reduced. I'm giving this as an example. Supposing there will be some consequences, physical consequences and the health consequences. Maybe the fat level is down, it will reduce your IQ or some such thing. Supposing it is IQ, I mean, just giving an example. If you drink if your children drink this milk for 10 years in a running, they will not score 100 marks in mathematics exam anymore. They will be able to score only 87 by the end of, the 10th year or some such thing. Or any other such a benefit. I mean, bone strength or muscle mass or something will reduce. I mean, you can convert it into numbers and say, this is the state of,
Kumar sir, stunting, which is incomplete or insufficient growth, is a huge problem in India. What Kumarji is saying is 100% all actual benefits that go down to every family, every child. All the politicians, none of you are probably watching it. At least I hope your thunders are watching it and say, look, there is a message here. Please, this is very serious, and it'll give you dividends hand over fist. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. And in my opinion, gross statistics are dry and do not evoke any strong identification with the message. 38 coal liquor scam, it doesn't create any, any ripples, but it convert the same thing. 250 rupees per bottle is what is being collected by you. 10 rupees, as you know, is already made so much of noise. 40 rupees is the margin, and 50 rupees is the premium going to the companies who are doing it. The thing which costs 100 rupees is being sold to you at 250. If I come to power, this 150 will be given back to the ladies, women, because who are suffering at the back of their husbands drinking. This will be passed on back to you through parallel channels of banking, direct benefit transfer, and the balance one element, which is that 50 rupees, will be used for Alcoholic Anonymous. Whosoever attends the Alcoholic Anonymous programs, they will get 500 rupees per session, or some such thing. This is kind of converting that very same 38K liquor scam into actual deliverable benefits to end users, that is the women who are suffering ultimately, and this one. Or if you want to induce fear, statistics has it that if things go on like this, rest assured, in your village, there will be one widow every 38 days. Whatever is the current statistics. If you convey the message in terms of negative benefits or positive benefits, I think it will have a lot more impact on the people, and they also will see it for what it is. And finally, the promises, too gross a promise don't hold any this one at all meaning for the electorate at all. And if you see the expectations of people have come down very, very to a narrow band, and you can see all of you are screaming that the DMK promised so many things, but they have not delivered. They have not delivered 90%, but they are claiming 95%. So what? The people didn't even expect 90% of what they have promised, and if they don't deliver, they won't care. What actually mattered to them, if it is being delivered, whether or not it is there in the manifesto, they will vote for it. I think this is where I like DMK, and I think they have got very many things which the people want, maybe in small lots, small tickets, sachet packets. They have got it right. And that's why I think people are still betting by that party and voting for them. So everything has to be converted in terms of vote shares, and that can be done only by converting everything into voter value proposition, like we say in customer value proposition marketing. And that, unfortunately, is not being done by all the parties, but at least DMK is doing a much better job, and most of the oppositions have lost the game, in my opinion. So next slide, please. So the unfortunate game here is rhetoric has to be fought with rhetoric. I don't think there is any need to give any statistics and things like that to prove rhetoric wrong. In fact, let's come to it. Kamaraj was a great administrator. Nobody can deny. One of the best in India, along with Lal Bahadur Shastri. But he was also one of the most complete development politician and economist. The seeds that he sowed in the 50s and 60s in Tamil Nadu, in Ambattur on the outskirts of this one, Chennai and Ranipet and deep south in Trichy, etc., they're still forming the basis of why Tamil Nadu is outperforming most other states and getting a lot of industrialization. He was a human development index. Even before it was invented, he was supplying midday meals to the children. A very far-sighted gentleman, but does anyone talk about those things? Administration, fine, but in economic aspects, what he contributed, nobody knows. Even Karunanidhi, for that matter, he was a great administrator. Corruption, yes, he was corrupt, and many people have talked about it and all. But he was a great administrator. He gave a peaceful time. But does anybody talk about it? MGR, for that matter, he was a humanist. He was a philanthropist. Of course, he had his own other sides to it. But he was also a great administrator. Anybody talks about it? Nobody. I think the current requirement is to talk emotions. Facts and development issues be sidelined, be damned. Nobody cares for it. You have to emotionalize this issue, emotionalize the benefit that you're going to deliver to the this one. And TN people, like many other people, like Bihar, West Bengal, they're all hooked onto emotions now. They are not bothered about development at all. unless these emotions are accompanied by small doses of money also, I don't think anybody cares for it anywhere. Answer to rhetoric is rhetoric, in my opinion. Yesterday, a day before, Amit Shah gave a fantastic rhetorical answer to this vote chori leveled by Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi itself is very, very good. He, shoots and scoots so many times without really bothering about what answer is being given to him. And yesterday, of course, I thought Amit Shah would go on to say that, ask Rahul Gandhi, who voted for you? Wayanad. How many times you have been to Wayanad? 0. So you have taken all their votes, telling them that you will represent them, but you have not gone and met them. So is it not vote chori? How many times have you visited Bangkok? Maybe 30 times or 40 times or something. How many times have you visited Wayanad? 0. Are you representing Wayanad in Parliament, or are you representing Bangkok in Parliament? These are the kinds of rhetorics that we have to create to counter rhetorics. And unfortunately, that is not happening by the opposition. The opposition, everything is statistics. Come Nirmala Sitharaman or Annamalai, every statistics. Date, stamp, time stamp, decimal point. What for? Nobody cares for those things. How do you emotionalize issue? How do you, connect with the people emotionally and deliver the message is what counts. Unfortunately, the opposition has failed miserably there. And visuals versus facts. I think visuals create an impression which is 99% more effective than facts. Let's see 2 examples. Karunanidhi's arrest in 2004 or 5 when Vajpayee was a prime minister. How many of you remember it? We all remember Karunanidhi was arrested in very awful circumstances, right? In the early mornings, the 2 hours or 3 hours. Do any of you know what he was arrested for? Absolutely nobody will be able to recall anything. And who won the game? In my opinion, 100% it was Karunanidhi who won the game. He stole the show completely with his acting. Yes, sir.
Kumar sir, I remember vividly what was leading up to the arrest. It was all transmitted in advance. Police are going to come and arrest you. And he's waiting to be arrested. And he is with his colleagues. So only Jaya TV, if I remember correctly, showed the preamble to the arrest. The arrest itself was shown by Sun TV and all the acolytes of DMK. But the preamble to the arrest, this man is joking, he's tapping somebody's shoulders, he's saying something to somebody, you didn't do this. Complete, he's having the time of his life. And Jaya doesn't move away from the camera. And then suddenly the police comes to arrest him. Ayyo, pudichitaangale, ayyo, adikrangale. The man was just joking just a moment before that. Yeah. This is the kind of hypocrisy that prevails.
In fact, let's say the sand mafia example I gave. The sand mafia has created a lot of houses which have developed deep cracks, including horizontal cracks, which means the very existence of the house is in doubt. It was shown in the TV about a month back on some other this one. I think one of these MLAs of AIADMK was sitting in Dharna or something. It created an immediate visual impact on me, and that's the kind of thing which you need to market, not that 66,000 crores or 16,000 crores or something. That doesn't stick at all. This visual, if you had showed, and if Annamalai had sat on Dharna saying, unless this is, I'm not going to, this is a fast unto death. A fast unto death lasts for exactly 3.5 hours in Tamil Nadu. So he could have easily exploited it and created a visual for himself or any other party for that matter. You rectify this, otherwise, consequences will follow. In fact, the whole Gujarat riots was marketed by one young chap begging for his life with blood all over. That is the icon and image of Gujarat riots. Like that in 1983 also there was this one. In fact, I'll take one other tactics versus counter tactics, this one. This is in the late 1970s. MGR was feeling a little sidelined by some activities he was doing, and Karunanidhi was taking all the credits. And he didn't like it, and he wanted to, somehow suppress him, and so he wanted to arrest him. So MGR did a brilliant move. If I arrest him, if there are no protests on the streets, this person's salience without my name will be lost. Very good thought. So what he did, caught hold of all the district people who are up to this game, who will come out for Karnandi on call and demonstrate and pelt stones. Those days it was all common. So he arrested them first, and then all the district secretaries, etc., was rounded up, and then arrested Karunandi at the end. So there was no way that there's going to be outpourings seen on the streets. Fantastic. Round one to MGR. Next day, Karnandi was given his overalls, jail overalls to Karunandi in the jail. Karnandi first refused to wear it, and then but the jailer was very strict. This has to be worn, and you have to do all this work, etc. In 1970s, there was still, I think, some things left, some ethics or whatever protocols existed. So he was forced. The next day, during the visitors' time, he called all the press people to come and meet him. Karnandi was in his overall and with all dejected and like as if he has been harassed and tortured inside the jail, and that made a splash all over the next day in the morning papers. And MGR had immediately transferred the jailer, and then I think I don't know what happened after that. I didn't this one. I'm sure Karnadi must have harvested the whole this one. Tactics by MGR were very well planned and executed, but I think Karnadi neutralized it in no time. This is the kind of analysis I'm going to do in the next about maybe 30 minutes or something, and let's see how it goes. Next slide, please. Essence of Dravidian strategy. See, I think there is a lack of appreciation of what this. They want to play a victimhood. We are discriminated against by the Northerners. We are being suppressed. We are being repressed. We are not being given our due share. We are being persecuted. This is the kind of thing. I'll give you a corporate example which you can perhaps appreciate better. Even if somebody gets let's go and tell him only double increment for you. Yeah, fantastic star performer. You must have got at least one promotion, if not two. You tell him. Or somebody has got a double promotion also. Oh, only double promotion. You should have been deputy managing director. I mean, I can see what this current DMD is doing. All rubbish. You are doing all the work. You deserve to be there. You see his reaction the next day. All, as if he has been, completely ignored. He has not been sidelined, and everything is, nothing has been recognized or something. Yes, self-pity starts. And that's the game DMK has been playing, has been good at playing. And they will continue to play. First, in the 30s and 40s, when they started, it was Brahmins. 3% is holding 97. There are statistics. I don't know what is the truth. 97% of the jobs. And who doesn't like, castigating the administrators and bureaucracy? Because they have no stake in any case. Even if you go there in urgent and come from Bangalore to take a certificate in Madras, you will say, no, the file is missing, or the peon is missing, officer is missing, my pen is missing, so I can't this one. He has no customer orientation at all. So obviously everybody has a negative opinion about these bureaucrats. And Brahmins were 97% of the posts of one. Besides, of course, some repression and various other things one may have heard of. After that was passe, and after they came to power, slowly it was Hindi agitation. And then the Kaveri water share, although these are the people who agreed for whatever is the sharing formula. And then Mullai Periyar. Again, DMK was the one who gave them the rights. But again, Mullai Periyar, we are not being given our due share of the water, etc. And then the current demand is center. Center is not, collecting all GST from us. Only 29% is being given to us. It's utter lie. And then anti-need. State share of GST at all. And then redrawing of Lok Sabha constituencies is fantastic. This one now. I think DMK had voted, 50 years back, whenever the thing came for last for approval, DMK also voted for it. But still, it has become an issue now. Flood relief. Even if you give them 2 times what they deserve, they'll claim 3 times and say 2 times is not enough. This is a game which they are playing. And then, of course, I'll come to that. And one thing which I find is I've clocked 17,000 kilometers in the last 2.5 years. I've moved back to Chennai. In the northern shoulder of Tamil Nadu, wherever I go, I have a suspicion the Telugu-speaking population is more than 20%. 20-25% is Telugu-speaking population. But DMK never brings it uphold. We will serve you Telugu people. Nothing of that kind. It is my vote share. Please keep it aside. It is not for negotiation. None of the Dravidian parties touch this one at all. And I suspect that thing is completely going to the Dravidian parties, maybe to AIADMK, DMK, etc. But it never comes up for discussion, which is good in a way. But they have to work only for the balanced distance, which is great. I think if it is a conscious decision which they have done, I think it is super, tactic by them for the last 50 years. Good luck to them and congratulations. And the essence of this strategy is, even if you come back in 2200 or 2300, DMK will be claiming persecuted by the fascist BJP or the centralist Congress, if they are not in coalition, that is, at the center, for items like they have not given the funds for tire puncture of students. I gave funds for tire puncture of all the school-going students so that they can attend schools, but center hasn't released the money for it. Or lack of funds for metro connecting between the front gate and the back gate of State Assembly, costing 16,000 crores, so that people who come from the front gate can go via the back gate. Center has not allotted funds. And the incompetent center, which retrieved 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗥𝗘𝗡 only because we are prodding and we were demonstrating. They have not been able to retrieve a small patch of land in Pakistan or Afghanistan, which is Tamil people, where Tamil people are living. It is useless, incompetent. If they can't handle foreign affairs, let them hand it over to me. That's the kind of rhetoric they'll be paying even 100 years later. Because that is the essence of their strategy, and I don't think some key players have understood it. It has paid very good dividend for Dravidian parties, and they will flip-flop. If they want to align with BJP, they will. Next day, if they want to align with Congress, they will. On one aspect, vote against them, one aspect to vote for them. So long as it benefits immediately, they will do it. And I think in politics, everything is fair. I think it is for the opposition to counter it, not for them to dilute this kind of winning strategy. Yeah, next. This is another unfortunate thing, strategies made without data. Let's say Vijay's entry. It's a huge event. But has anybody studied it properly in terms of where Vijay is getting the votes from? Is it from DMK? Is it from AIADMK? Or is it from any other party? Let's see one simple thing they could have done. They could have asked 500,000 people in each of these Vijay's party. There have not been many. 2 questions. Last time, who did you vote for? Or if Vijay is not there in the fray, who will you vote for? This will exactly answer that question. His votes are coming from DMK or AIADMK or something. This can exactly give you. Has anybody done this kind of analysis? No one. Without that, Vijay ke saath milenge. I mean, AIADMK is talking all this 𝗝𝗙𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 partnership, all nonsense. First of all, you ascertain if he's eating into your own words, why should AIADMK align with him? If it is DMK, yes, it may make sense. And then there are going to be further goof-ups, flip-flops, further announcements. All this would need to be analyzed and built into your strategy without information. Not that you have to wait till the end for Vijay's impact to align, but at least you should have the data, which in my opinion is not there. Then voting patterns. In fact, I think as I said, the other communities, other language people, I think are commanding a fairly substantial share, which is not come out in the open. And that is why people like Seeman and all are not really taking off. And, he's maybe addressing only about 60-65% if you remove the Kannadigas and Keralites and Telugus and Hindis and Biharis, etc. He may be, he may be speaking in Sangagala Tamil, but that will appeal to only the people who can understand. And that may be only 60%, 65%, the whole people. So I think he is restricting the market himself without proper analysis. One big goof up, I tell you, good conduct certificate to Stalin. I think even EPS spoke about it, and some people also spoke about it. I don't think Mr. Stalin knows. It's only the people in the background who has done it. It is only the administration which has done it without informing him. All this good conduct certificate to Mr. Stalin. Fantastic. I think they use the example of 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗥𝗘𝗡. I think look at the situation without applying their head on what is the difference in situation. They're applying this. 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗥𝗘𝗡 was in the opposition. You had to prevent him from coming to ruling. So you segregate the good and the bad and create a divide in the opposition. That makes fantastic sense. But here Mr. Stalin is in the ruling party. He is holding the guns. You want to unseat him. It is a perfect case where you have to lump all the negatives together. If it is negative on the part of the party, lump it on Mr. Stalin. You are the leader. If it is negative on the part of Stalin, lump it on the party. It is, your party's leader who is bad. If he says that I wasn't aware of this, and why are you this one? You are incompetent. You don't even know the information. If he says party people don't know, you don't have control over party. So how can you control the state? That's the kind of rhetoric. And instead of that, they give a good conduct certificate to Stalin. But I think Mr. Stalin should use it to the hilt. In my opinion, the counter tactics he should play is accept their charge. Yes, what they're saying is correct. All my interests and love and affair and this one concentration was focused on creating good things for the ladies. They were struggling with their life. I had to spend my 24 hours to see how their lot can be improved. I have to see how the girl children can reach the schools so that they can study well. I have to see how they can become doctors. That's why I was opposing NEET. All my concentration was there. That's why I couldn't pay this one concentrate on these things, some aberrations which seem to have taken place. Now that I've come to know it, I will attend it. All that he has to do is next 6 months, whatever happens. After all, police has all the information. Who has done the mischief? They can catch you within 24 hours. Even if your purse, black purse, is lost with one specific 10 rupee coin, they can get back to you in the next 24 hours. That's how capable they are. They can catch it. All that he has to do is 1 or 2 good exemplar punishments of his own cadre. If their cadre has done, or some administrative people, dismiss them, charge sheet them, or FIR, he will be completely rid of all the sins for the last 5 years, of all the gaps in administration or pitfalls in administration. I think he can easily use this good conduct certificate of the opposition. Peculiar thing in both center and state is the reverse to shoot and scoot. This one, it's normally the ruling party which has to be, the opposition which has to be shooting here and there and running away. The ruling party will have to be defending them. But here it's a reverse case. The ruling party is shooting and scooting. The opposition is justifying each and everything with statistics and decimal point statistics, etc. Completely what's a bizarre kind of this one. There I think I should give 100% marks to Rahul Gandhi at the center. Shoot and scoot, no logic, no scientific evidence. Just say whatever. I'm sure he's being prepared for it. Shoot and this one before the BJP at the center, India to prepare their answers. He is already gone from the scene. He has shot 2 more arrows at you. Unfortunately, the tactics is lacking in Tamil Nadu. In fact, I remember an old movie where Ulysses, the Greek, this one from Greek mythology or whatever, king.
Yeah.
He had to kill one, blind demon in a cave. What
Cyclops.
he does is,
Cyclops. Cyclops.
Yeah, name recalling has become very bad for me these days. So what he does is he'll go shout. By the time that Cyclops picks up the stone and throws in the direction of the voice, he would have moved on to some other place and shout from there. And the fellow will pick up one more and throw in that direction. He has changed this place. And like that, he tires him out completely and then kills him. So I think that's what the ruling party is doing to the opposition here. With the result, it is completely, how much more time I have?
Keep going, sir. Maybe 2 minutes per slide from here on, because we still have quite a few questions to go. We haven't analyzed each party's strategies.
Let's analyze some of these people. Yeah. Seeman. He is the next slide, please. He is the person I would most like to be, because fantastic orator, crop of satire, dismissive humor, repartees, knowledge of Tamil literature is fantastic, instant recall, and mixes them very well. And along with Annamalai, can mount a scathing attack without getting indecent with language. But I think he's making a mistake with Periyar. I think he's needlessly resuscitating him. See, most of the people remember people, leaders, role models, etc., who they have come across from the age 10 to maximum about 40 or 50. Balance all is, they are there, but they are not that very, prominent in them. If you leave Periyar alone in the next about 10 or 20 years, he will fade from memory automatically. Because many of the voters now are less than 40. But unnecessarily, I think, resurrecting him, I think. And I don't think he has understood the Dravidian strategy, in my opinion. Unnecessarily defending Tamil and Tamil literature and 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙪𝙦 Swaminathan and Bharadiyar and VOC, etc. It's all fine. We're not saying that they are factually incorrect. But of what benefit? And current mixture of anti-center, anti-DMK, Tamil pride and Prabhakaran, I don't think has a market share of total market size of more than 10-15% of the total population. So he's restricting himself to only that much. So I think it's a waste of time. In fact, if I recall a song, I think it's Aradhana. This one's Baho mein pahar hai, kaliyon mein dara hai. Finally he says, Tumko mujhse pyar hai na. No, nothing. That's the same thing Seeman is going to face. Is VOC the great, this one, patriot? Yes. Is 𝙒𝙖𝙦 Swaminathan the Tamil literature Cooper? Yes. Is Bharadiyar a great poet? Yes. Give me what? No. That's what he's going to face. I don't think, in my opinion, most of his votes are anti-DMK votes. I don't think, it is other parties. I think it's better that either repositions himself or expands his, this one offering, or just retire from politics and take to something like Tamil Sangam or Sangam 3.0 Seeman or some such thing and become something great in Tamil literature or something. But I think he is promoting DMK's, existence, is my feeling. Next is what.
So he's a vote cutter. So he's a vote cutter. He's a vote cutter for the opposition.
Vote cutter of the opposition's anti-DMK votes.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that is the same plank on which BJP is also trying to build their, politics. Anti-Periyar, anti-Brahmin movements, those kinds of things. I think they are fighting for the same pie, is my opinion. Next. What's going good for DMK? Opposition is a complete disarray. DMK should not point out any errors of the opposition. I think they should keep quiet and allow the opposition to continue to disrupt the activities and as much as the legally allowed. I think if Mr. Stalin can collect one or two more good conduct certificates from the opposition, great. Their legal team is the best in the country. I don't think there's anybody to match them. The way they moved on Karur, and they put the brakes on similar. I think the whole thing happened because they were fearing that the crowd that is going to come for Vijay is going to be more than what Mr. Sendil Balaji managed for them only about a week or 10 days before. And that's why, they gave them a very small place to ensure that, crowd bigger than what came for them do not come. But I think Vijay is also to blame. He should have prefaced his address saying that DMK is afraid. That's why they gave me a small place. And I will not leave it, this way. And let it, this is a dangerous place. We should not allow it to happen. Yeah.
Kumar sir, jury is still out on whether Vijay is a B team of DMK, sir. Please go ahead.
And DMK is a master at narrative setting. In fact, they are setting the narrative instead of the opposition parties here, and they're exceedingly good at shoot and scoot game, while in power as well as outside, in center as well as here. Masters of handling failures and corruption cases. Super. If the failure can't be handled, create a bigger failure. So in 3 days, people have moved on to the next failure. By the time, create another fiasco somewhere, and they will move on. And then keeps going around in circles. overwhelming control of media. Everybody knows. I think 90% of the media is owned by them. So all the narratives that are being put out in TN politics is theirs. Then they have a great rapport with the central BJP. I don't think without the help of BJP or tacit understanding with them, all the kinds of the court wins that they are able to produce at a very fast rate and quick action is possible without BJP's connivance. We have very strong suspicions about it, and I think that's a great point. Look at the 38K liquor scam. Everybody is screaming, including the finance minister. You are the finance minister. Excise is under you. Why don't you seal all the factories? Why doesn't it happen? So it doesn't happen. Obviously, there is some tacit understanding. You forget about this one also. This mineral scam. Minerals, of course, the revenue goes to the state government. Minerals is also controlled by the central government. Why don't you put a stop to it? And they have a fantastic organization structure. It's like almost an organization. Everybody gets a cut in the pay, and every loyalist is properly compensated. And the party funds goes up to the ward level at the time of distribution for the elections. Everybody knows if 10 lakhs reaches a ward, 6 or 7 lakhs is for the person who maintains the ward. The balance 3 or 4 lakhs is what reaches a voter. Everybody knows it. So they are sharing the loot, which is the difficulty with the AIADMK. Everything is concentrated at the top. Even during at least Jayalalitha's time, some amount of distribution was taking place. I don't think it was happening under her successor. And so the failure to take care of your own cadres matters a lot. Now let's come to Vijay. Next slide, please.
Next one, please. Oh, he's not there. Hold on. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at Vijay. In my last about 24 months, wherever I go, I ask young, old, 40 years, 60 years, who is your role model? Vijay is 95% of the times the answer. Who is your children? 100%. Who do you want to become the chief minister? Vijay scores overwhelmingly. Not even MGR has had this kind of market share when he was there. At least Karnan's name used to be mentioned at least 1/3 of the time. Some odd Nedunjarian here and there, but here is completely Vijay and Vijay. And next one in aided recall maybe, of course, next one is Stalin, the current CM, and sometimes Vijaykant's name used to prop up, although he's dead. I used to ask him, Vijaykant is dead, so why are you appointing him as your chief minister? No, he's the best chief minister. We'll, somehow get his this one. And Vijay's advantage, of course, is the only person who is capable of breaking DMK's stranglehold on media and its narratives, because he has his own vote bank, he has his own follower bank, and with that, I think he can easily counter these people's hold on media. His calling Uncle Stalin, I think, was to dilute that, Appa Stalin. He did it brilliantly, that, to dilute that kind of an image. But I think Stalin could have easily, pushed it aside, saying, in Tamil culture, nobody disrespects their father like this. Vijay should apologize to me or some such thing. But I think lucky that DMK didn't catch on. And Vijay is still up in that particular tactics. SIR, it was another brilliant move by him, knowing fully well DMK has been castigated by the local election commission to take it up as an issue and seek permission to demonstrate on the streets was a good move. And unluckily he didn't follow it through, just left it as it is, knowing fully well there's no solution. He could have pressed ahead with the issue. But unfortunately, he didn't do it. That's why that's his approach. He should somehow to translate his cinematic appeal to political appeal. He should quote one arrestor of some such thing. And you can easily engineer it in the sense that I am fasting unto death, or one or the other issue. There are so many issues which keep cropping up, and including Karur is one issue. Sit and dharna or something, he'll get arrested. And I think there will be, I don't think he'll get arrested. I don't think DMK is as naive as that to arrest him. But if it does get arrested, probably I think he's home and dry. He will be the next chief minister. Nobody can even think of stopping him after that. But I think DMK will be very careful. Let's see his handicaps. He's no Seeman as an orator. I don't think he can even stand there for more than 20 minutes and speak on anything. He would have exhausted his material. He may not be an MGR, even if he is better at top of the mind recall compared to MGR in my childhood years. Karur incident was very, very amateurishly handled, whether it is the meeting itself or after the meeting or is donating the compensating the victims, etc. It was terribly amateurish. He should have started with caveats, which he didn't do, which is a mistake, I think. After all, you should have at least that much of ground intelligence to feed you back what's going to happen or what is likely to happen, what are the possibilities, or what is the real risk. Even, I mean, forget about all the, whatever conspiracy theories or something. A crowd of that kind in that place is a definite risk. He should have, first of all, refused to take this one, even if it is not reduced, cautioned his, people who were attending to be careful, which he didn't do. The fight is only between DMK and TVK. That gives the game away. He should have said TVK is going to win. That's the language of the winner. It's like Avis, rent a car. We are number 2. So we placed to DMK already. That should not have been done. He said TVK is a winner. Between DMK and ADMK, they can decide who's going to be the number 2. That should have been the narrative. If you really believe that you're going to win the elections. I only hope that it doesn't become another Vijay-Kant. So
that's a clever play on words.
Yeah. He has no administrative experience. Many of his actions do not reflect him to be a politician in the first place, and clearly lacks administrative capability. And even if he gets 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗧𝗏 and from here, TTV from here, it's not going to matter much for practical administration. What he should do, he should stick to rhetoric. Unlike BJP and their cohorts, don't get too much into all this statistics and this one. He should stick to the emotion. That emotional wave in favor of him is overwhelming, even beats that of DMK. You should stick with it. You shouldn't get into logical arguments. You should also indulge in shoot and scoot, kind of tactics. And he needs to have vision for TN, although he doesn't communicate. He doesn't need to communicate for the peddling of vote seeking. He should have a vision of his own, which I think he doesn't have. He doesn't even have a proper strategy of how to get where he wants to get. In my personal opinion, if you ask me, Vijay will be a disaster for Tamil Nadu if he wins and becomes a chief minister. Another 5 to 10 years of great administration to break from $3,000 to $3,500 to $6,000 kind of per capita income. And that requires another 10 years of leadership like Chandrababu Naidu's, or some clear administration, and industry can take care of itself in Tamil Nadu. So that is required. In my opinion, Vijay will not be able to provide it. Next slide, please. Next slide.
Yeah. Got it. Yes, sir.
Now come to ADMK. EPS may be the first choice for any vacillating TVK supporters. That has been seen already in some of his meetings. Of the current contenders, EPS has the most experience. Even if it is only 4 years, I think he proved something after Jayalalitha's death during that 3.5 4 years, which is good. But he has to decide whether he can live without taking advantage of MGR's and JJ's legacy and bank upon only his legacy of 4 years. I think he is making a huge error there. After all, MGR's and JJ's is his legacy by birthright. He is the leader of the party, and he should take full advantage. Unfortunately, he has failed to use it, and now I think Seeman is trying to poach on it and trying to use MGR's legacy. Just one example: the trains which are bound for Chennai, in all the in-between stations, there is at least 5 or 6 announcements. The train bound for MGR, 𝗏𝗙𝗘𝗦𝗏 Central Station is arriving 2 minutes late, 3 minutes late. They will start 10 minutes, aage se. Keep on this one. So all station hears it. In all the in-between stations, there are at least about 300 stations to Chennai. And, crossing at least 30-40 stations. You look at the kind of, popularity MGR is getting. Why didn't they, name Egmore also 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗥𝗘𝗦𝗏 Egmore station, or something else when Nadu Coimbatore station, or something else, Kanyakumari station or something. So that would have given you a whole lot of, propaganda benefit or messaging benefit, which I have completely lost. I think this MGR was done much before EPS came into this one. Of course, only one, apart from his giving good conduct certificate to Mr. Stalin, the only statement of spark I saw him is Stalin said, why doesn't EPS go and get that relief for put a proper counter? Stalin's request that he should take it up with the Center for Procuring High Moisture Paddy. He said, if I have to do everything, why are you CM for? I think that's the kind of rhetoric was the rhetoric, this one. And he followed it up with saying, I'm willing to do anything for TN people, which is very good. And railway announcement is look at the AIADMK's political manifesto. This, unfortunately, has given the game away as far as Mr. EPS is concerned. He said this from Dinamala 21/11/2025. He says, in TN, MGR, JJ, Karunanidhi all fought together, but never formed coalition government. So will be AIADMK's approach now. He has given the game away. His only aim as well as the target is to how to preserve himself for the CM's post, how to preserve his wealth, how to promote as his successor. That, in fact, he should have made this statement the day he got 120 seats. That's the time of making this exact announcement. If it did not take place, it was only 87. He should have twisted the story. In TN, neither MGR nor JJ nor Mr. Karunanidhi formed the coalition government, even though they fought together, but realizing Tamil Nadu's need now, I am forming coalition government. That's the message he should have gone. Now he has cornered himself, painted himself in a very bad, corner. And how will he come out of it? I really don't know. And as a leader, I see no great drive in him, nor the energy or the ambition, other than preservation of wealth and somehow induct his son into politics. And I don't think that's good. I think Tamil Nadu deserves a much better opposition leader, in my opinion. And he has completely forgotten reward down the line, which is DMK's culture and DNA. I don't think it applies in AIADMK. Unfortunately, it is going to play against him. Next comes BJP. Anything you wanted to say, Aya?
1 second, sir. Hold on. Sachin, let me handle the screens. You are up and off and on. I'll answer one thing. If you want to take a sip of water, please feel free, because we still have a fair amount of slides to go.
Okay, no problem.
And I will do a small announcement. Can I have the screen, please?
Who should give it? I should give it? Oh, yeah.
No. You just take a sip of water, sir. Viewers, we have our Sengol with enclosure and also Sengol without enclosure. Both are there available now. We can ship your order for that. And these are available in India. And in the United States, we are only selling this. Just a simple Sengol. So please do place your order for those if you are in the US and if you haven't got yours yet. I just wanted to tell that. And also you're seeing the book, Who Painted My Money White? Some portions have been copied and put in this super hit, so-called hit called Dhurandhar. What can I say? This is Bollywood for you. They'll do it. Anyway, good luck. Well, as long as the people get the message, that's important. Sir, back to you.
Yeah. Let's go to the next slide, which is BJP's.
Yeah.
Let's look at the pathetic state of BJP. Muslims are not going to vote for them. They have no offering for the Christians. and not many Christians are going to vote for them, whether they bear a Christian name or Hindu name, whatever. I don't think they have an offering for Telugus or Kannadas or Malayalis. 50% of this one is out of their reckoning. Balance 50% is what they have to create this one. How do they create? Not by talking of street level benefit or personal benefit like DMK does. All about gods, Hindus, Hindu temples, and paramparyam and culture, etc. The Prime Minister comes and quotes in his own broken Tamil a couple of kurals here and there. With that, they want to win Tamil Nadu. Huge hope. They're not even addressing 20-25% of the total population. With that, they want to capture power in, maybe Lok Sabha seats or this one. Again, they are doing the very same thing what Seeman is doing. 7 or 8% of the votes, which they claim 18%. It's a miracle. I don't buy that argument. They, had 18% vote share in the parliamentary elections. It's more 7 to 8%. That too, courtesy Annamalai, and they should simply hand it over to somebody else. Request Mr. Seeman also to hand it over to somebody else, and whosoever that somebody else is, try to manage with that guy or manage that guy. I don't think BJP, has got anything going, nor are they very clear. Mr. Amit Shah and Mr. Nadu should realize they can't remote control, Tamil Nadu from Delhi. They have no clue, they have no information, they have no strategy for Tamil Nadu. Their only strategy is ED raids. Unfortunately, ED raids also go only two morning newspapers sensationalism. That's all. After that, even the person who was raided doesn't really care about EDs anymore. And when PMLK, that not what is that act under which there is no provision for bail. Supreme Court has ordered bail can be,
POCSO, POCSO,
no, this
or UAPA,
disproportionate asset. This one.
Yeah.
PMLK, I think, yeah. So they have they have just let it pass. The Supreme Court has said bail will be applicable there also. Fine, they have accepted it. Look at the TN guidelines. The Tamil Nadu government has come up with saying we are preparing the guidelines of allowing the political parties to conduct election rallies. It is a direct attack on freedom of speech, freedom of meeting, freedom of political propagation. What is the center doing? Next day morning, they should have been ready with an ordinance, making it applicable all India. Whosoever requests, based on first come first serve, rotational basis, places will be allotted by the district district commissioner or district collector or something. But what are they doing? Still twiddling their thumbs. DMK's ploy of coming up with that idea is brilliant. They were on the ball. As soon as this case came up before Madras High Court, they were up with their strategy, and they have defended it till now. I am sure they are not going to come up with any such guidelines for the rest of the period till elections are announced. Brilliant work by this one, but unfortunately, too very imbecile, too very silent, complete lack of clarity or energy, even at the center I am talking about. Then let's look at the leading lights, Nirmala Sitharaman and Annamalai. Nirmala Sitharaman, the way he comes, only facts, more facts, combative, angry, serious, frustrated, high pitch. It's almost like modern day Carnegie, Carnegie threw the tanklet, I am throwing factlet. That's the only difference. Who wants to see that kind of rhetoric or rather angry this one? As it is, we have enough ourselves with the GST raids and GST queries and IT queries and number of forms that you have to fill up for IT. In your case, I think you had 650 rupees claim after 6 months of closure of your firm. We have enough.
You remembered. Thank you.
I remember. Aadhaar verification. It has become an industry by itself. And killer KYC. Everywhere you turn this way and that way, KYC. I tell you, the day is not far off. Even before you board a local train, they will ask for Aadhaar verification every time you board a local train. What nonsense is happening? I think if George Orwell comes now, I think he'll be ashamed to have written 1984. I should have written 2020 for India. They have no clue whatsoever. The citizen is their bigger enemy than Pakistan, it looks like. So difficult they have made life for this one. All for what? 98% of the people, Indians, are maybe law-abiding. They go by the rules and regulations. To protect your own inabilities or cover up your own inability to catch hold of the other 2% and punish them, you created all this mumbo jumbo of all these procedures and tactics and whatever you call it, rules, regulations. Terrible it is. I think I admire Karunanidhi in one of these meetings, 70s again. I believe he was late, like Seeman. He came to the meeting at 10:30 or something, after promising to be there at 4 o'clock. Obviously, it was I think in the month of April or May. It was pretty hot in Arakonam, which is, as it is, a very dry place. And look at the way he read that crowd in front of him. I believe all the first 15-20 minutes, the local leaders get to say something, and they all said. Karunanidhi wrapped it up in 4 sentences. Madamo chittirai, Maniyo pattirai, Ungaluko niddirai, Podungamma muddirai, DMK. For the non-English speaking, the month is Chittirai, which is the first month in Tamil calendar, which is April, May. Maniyo pattirai, it is 10:30 at night. Maniyo pattirai, Madamo chittirai. Niddirai. All of you are sleepy. I can see it in your eyes. Please vote for DMK. Muddirai means the chapa
symbol.
You please put Muddirai in DMK. So saying, he just walked off this one. Look at the kind of what should I say, the connect it creates with the audience. His oratory is proven. Oh, he's a great leader. What is he? All this clapping would have gone on for 5 minutes. He is empathizing with their state. He didn't speak of anybody in the negative terms or something. I am there. You please vote for me. That's all. 4 sentences finished, and he went off. I believe to the next this one. Maybe he would have spun something different there. The master spinner of words. You look at that style and look at Nirmala Sitharaman's style. God save BJP. Central BJP. I've just 1 or 2 more things.
Sorry. We both are handling it. That's why he's jumping back and forth. Yeah, sir.
Their partnership with EPS shows only amateurishness. As I said, strategies without even data. You haven't done any homework. You've gone to this one like almost begging for his partnership. You don't know what this one is. You may have conducted your own IT this one intelligence bureaus, IB's assessment or something. Is it going to hold? Done it even before Vijay was to align. Vijay was to make a declaration about his alliance. It's complete amateurishness. It's almost like he's warding off BJP, but each and every turn EPS, and he's not a sure shot that he's going to become number 1. And you keep on like his tail, go after him. In my opinion, Amit Shah, Nada, Nirmala Sitharaman should remove themselves and make way for someone with intimate knowledge of TN politics. I thought Annamalai was one such, but he also goofed up, but he was also made to goof up. He also, in my opinion, they should simply hand over that 7 or 8% to somebody else who they think is going to win. It's not that I'm giving up on BJP. When I come to Annamalai, I'll see, I will say what they can do. And they have to spin off all the B line of leaders, like, the previous BJP was there. In the satellite outfits or subsidiary companies with specific issues like Hindu Munnani, Hindu Munnetra Kazhagam, Hindu Katchi, and Makkal Katchi, etc. Please manage with whatever your friends are. And if they can get a guy like Seeman or Annamalai back into BJP is this one, who can fight with a lot of energy, with vision, with the long term, this one, I think it will be far better. And I think people like 𝗏𝗏𝗙𝗏𝗏, etc., they may be great, BJP loyalists, but I don't think they're going to carry BJP anywhere, is my opinion. Next.
Now, before we go on to the next, slide, 2015, 1 year after BJP came to power, I went and met Pon Radhakrishnan. He was the Minister of State for something. I don't remember what it was. He was the Minister of State. First time he was the Minister of State for almost all the 5 years. I just said, why are BJP not using one-liners? This is what sells. This is what sells in Tamil Nadu. Why are you not using? And I even gave them a one-liner, sir. I said, what was DMK's ticket to success? Kadamai, Kanniyam, Kattuppadu. Right? What does it mean? Kadamai means duty, Kanniyam means honesty, Kattuppadu means discipline. But in Tamil, it all starts with the same letter, Ka. And that 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙪𝙦 stuff has a big resonance with people. So I said, so what is the ticket for why did BJP come to power at the center? Just use that and say Nermai, Nanayam, Nallachi. Till today, I'm yet to see a single BJP politician use this kind of a one-liner. Enman Yen Makkal was okay, but you got to fight fire with fire. I completely agree with you. You have a rhetoric, I have a better rhetoric. And sir, I am not even formally trained in Tamil. I learned my Tamil in Hyderabad. Just because my mom used to read all these weekly magazines, I used to just start learning it. And in summer, I used to learn it just because, it's in your genes. You learn it because that's a language our forefathers have spoken. So what I'm trying to say is what you were saying also, that rhetoric has to be matched with rhetoric. Fight fire with fire. Let's go to the next slide, sir.
Let's have the next slide, please. So it's not
Sir.
What should DMK do? Keep the momentum on. Keep the emotional connect. Sporadic goofs up by themselves, I think, also is helping them divert the attention from so many other failures. Even the serious journalists tend to get carried away by these kind of goof ups, preventing any strong single narrative from building up. And that's the biggest point with the opposition. They are running after issues. They should pick and choose one issue for quarter or 6 months and nail it incessantly, rather than becoming daily newspaper reporters. Anything small happens, there's Annamalai will come and EPS will come and 9R will come and say something. Next day, it has no salience or build up for any of them. CM should use his good conduct certificate to the hilt and absolve himself of all the maladministration which has taken place and promise the people, hereafter I will be in control. After 6 months after he wins, who knows, and who cares worse than that. I think you can easily wash away all this negative image in no time. I think as a positioning strategy, he has to have a positioning strategy for ADMK. He should say ADMK is an anti-Dravidian party because it's part of NDA. It is an alliance partner of BJP. And local coalition, second line partner of BJP at this one. It may not amount to much, but it would have reduced the status and the status of ADMK to some kind of also ran party in some other coalition, rather than the frontline party capable of defending the Dravidian rights. He should continue to do it for the next 6 months, and then maybe AIADMK alliance itself will break up, because I also sense that the AIADMK is also fearing that rhetoric being created. If I align with BJP, people will say I'm sub-junior to BJP, and people will sideline me. I think they themselves know it, and they can easily break up that alliance, is my reading. Induct some ministers from the coalition partners, especially from Tirumavalavan and Congress at this stage, hardly 6 months old. I don't think anything is there. Induct some of them so that they don't court Vijay for the next 6 months. And even 2 or 3 ministers, abhi kya farak padta hai, you can even remove some of the DMK ministers and accommodate some of these 2-3 people from the party. Those party heads also, Tirumavalavan or what's his name, the Congress president, he can also go and play
I'll tell you. Perinthagai. Selva Perinthagai.
So name recalling has become such tough for me. Anyway, they can always go to the party back and say, look, even if it is 4.5 years, we got it for you. Okay? And then they will have some, basis on which to stay connected in the coalition. And if EPS goes behind bars for any reason, if they can, I'm not saying that you should engineer one, but at the election time, so many things come up and so many, infringements take place. If that happens, it's more appointed to Mr. EPS rather than to DMK. If DMK can cut off the supply line of protests, in my opinion, Mr. EPS may fade into history. If people don't come out on the streets and demonstrate, if DMK can somehow ensure it, Mr. EPS may not have any standing whatsoever left, because he has refused or, he has not failed to use MGR's and JJ's legacy till he establishes himself. Maybe one more term as CM, he can be bigger. Maybe he can put MGR and Jayalalitha on each side, as a small, a photo. But till that time, he needs to, take that, steps which he has completely, failed to do. And of course, if Seeman stands alone even in these elections, if Annamalai forms a separate party for whatever reason, I think DMK should dump Congress and show it its place. In my opinion, if these two people take away 8% each from the opposition vote share, DMK's win is guaranteed. I don't think there is anything. DMK is in a very fine fettle. I don't think they have to do anything else. Do whatever they are doing, as it is, and they are home. And then, of course, next slide, please.
Sure.
Besides and beyond all this, I have a dream. Who do I want to become see as a chief minister next? My candidate is Annamalai. He has all the negatives which I have been pouring out, but still. But he needs to reposition the offering. What is the voter value proposition? I said one thing is corruption, but corruption has to be tweaked and marketed. If he can go to the women and say, out of 250 rupees that your husband is drinking, his habit may not be changeable that easily, but it is worth only 100, but he's being looted for 250 rupees. I will give the 150 back to you to run your kitchen.
Yeah.
I will give 500 for each Alcoholic Anonymous thing your husband attends. Your welfare is more important to me. I know your husband is a victim of the past. He's a addict. It will take 6 years, 10 years to correct. I will give it back to you. And then, of course, his old scheme of what is that? Not a charayam or whatever they call it.
Kallu.
Yeah. Instead of this one, which is very costly. He can
country
always
liquor.
Country liquor, yes. And then milk, as I said, your children will score only 87% marks, or there will be stunted children. You can always say, nobody in your family will be, more than 4 feet 6 inches if they drink this milk or take this rice or whatever is the ration which is contaminated, or water which is polluted, or air which is polluted, all because of this government. This one, he has to latch on to. Corruption is an issue if it is properly marketed, in my opinion. If it is focused on what is people's benefit, or go to the police and say, the last 5 years you have lost your standing. People are not respecting you. You have become an arm of the politics. I will restore your pride. Any such thing, or whatever is the various arms of the government. If wherever he finds gaps, he has to reposition. How much of facts and I feel he has to use facts along with the other things only to the extent a diabetic uses sugar in his tea, not to more percentage of facts. He has to mix it with rhetoric. He has to mix it with emotion. He has to mix it with some amount of humor, some amount of repartee, some amount of quick answers, like Seeman does. Seeman does a very good job of it. So he has to play that game and reposition himself. Right now, the way he appears, even his facial demeanor and all, it's almost like somebody is returning from a funeral of his grandfather every day. He has to mix, he has to come off as a cheerful leader, more in touch with the people, more humorous, more, kind of mixing people's benefit, those kinds of issues rather than only facts. I think he has to get out of that, he has to appear a lot more relaxed, in my opinion. In fact, in 24 elections also, after the initial burst, last 6 months, he was coming to this kind of a real politician. And but somehow, I don't know what happened, and within BJP, or maybe his standing was diluted or some such thing. He went again kind of serious gentleman. And then he has to realize not all promises need to be delivered. They don't have to be delivered in 5 years either. And he need not have even initiated all the promises. So last time he gave all the facts and figures of how he has planned liquor ban or some such thing. Who asked you for it? Nobody even cares. As I said, the people's expectations are maybe about 20% of what the political parties are really promising. And the 20% which cares is only the freebies. And you promise only there, I will build ports and nuclear plants and, industrialized country, and nobody cares. Growth percentage, who can eat the growth percentages? Nobody even knows. What is Tamil Nadu's, income level? You ask 100 people on the streets, nobody will know. So I think it is unnecessarily he's getting into too much of this one. He has to become a politician in the first place, and he has to change his offering. And that is very important. I would like to see him because he's young. He can carry on for the next at least 30 years. He's reasonably ethical, although there are some corruption charges against him also. But I guess he will, put a brakes on himself, and he can be a good CM in this one. Final slide. My predictions. If people can make strategies without facts, I can make predictions without facts. It's not like other, speakers who come and reel out statistics in their, defense. I'm going to be completely, purely heuristic and intuitive in this. Scenario one: if DMK holds together the coalition, DMK will win comfortably. I have no doubt whatsoever. Forget about the IB giving them 90 vis-a-vis 70 to Vijay and so much to this one. DMK will win because they have booth level coordination, very, very good. Vijay doesn't have it. AIADMK maybe 50% of it. BJP nowhere near. Booth level management they can do fantastically. And last minute kicker they can always distribute it properly, and they will be home and dry. And they might lose some vote share, but seat may even gain or hold depending on how split the opposition's vote are. Scenario two: Vijay and AIADMK get together. In which case, I think this is ruled out more or less now, because the way Vijay is speaking in the last about 2 or 3 weeks. And as soon after the Karur incident, Vijay was also, I think, inclined. He may have stuck a conversation with them for AIADMK. But EPS would have told him, I am the chief minister. No, nothing less. Vijay must have been put off, and he started talking, I am the chief minister. But as a tactics, Vijay should say, I am the next chief minister. Between DMK and AIADMK, let them decide who's going to be the opposition leader. That's the language you should speak, which he doesn't, unfortunately. In the scenario two, they may win thin majority, that is the coalition, and DMK will be the main opposition party. Scenario three, Vijay and Congress get together. I think DMK will still win with thin majority. Vijay and Congress will be close second. They may not be able to capture the power. And BJP only in 7-8 seats if Vijay and AIADMK come together, and if the alliance holds, because Vijay can make it a condition that BJP should be kicked out, in which case EPS will be more than happy to do it, I think, in my opinion. And BJP will become a footnote in TN politics if that were to happen. It can only serve as a good target practice or punchbag, nothing beyond for Dravidian parties. And the next 35 years, you can forget about BJP coming to power or even double-digit MLA MP seats. That's it from my this one. If you want me to take any questions, I'm happy.
Yeah. I think all parties need to look at this. Kumarji has looked at the politics for a long time, and he's looking at it from a corporate point of view. If you want to capture a market, what do you need to do? How do you, the FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt, and the SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, all these things together, but in a language that all of us can understand. Kumarji, I don't know, folded hands, because you've worked on this for months, 2-3 months, if I remember correctly, because we've been talking about this, that how we are going to do it. And this might come as a bit of a shock to many of you, that why is this person saying that? Kumarji has experience of running companies for decades, and I really value his wisdom. And like he said, I have also crisscrossed, I think last August, after the 2024 elections, I was crisscrossing Tamil Nadu. And one thing that I kept seeing, Kumarji, these are all supposedly ADMK strongholds. They are not DMK strongholds. Yet, on the main streets that you traveled, right, they did not leave a single wall unpainted with their symbol. If you go to the main street, everywhere, 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙪𝙜, rising sun symbol. Elections are over. They have already won comfortably. They won every seat possible. Still, what is happening is they are keeping that thing in people's mind. Remember that retention is there in the mind. Subliminal messaging is one way to put it. You get up in the morning, you don't see anything else. For every 10 symbols of DMK, I saw maybe one symbol of ADMK. BJP, who, where, nothing. At that time, Vijay had not appeared on the political stage yet. So there is a lot of work that needs to be done, and I hope that, especially BJP, who seems to think that they can fight on the social media and that will give them the votes, I think they are probably mistaken. They need to get the ground game going. Maybe Nayanar is doing that. I don't know. Because people are saying Nayanar is good at ground game, and that's what he's concentrating on. He's not worried about headlines. He's letting Annamalai do some of the fighting at the headline spaces, but he is doing the work at the ground level, making sure the booth strength is there, making sure that the BJP ADMK combine is tight. See, that is the other fear, that ADMK's votes may not get transferred to BJP. BJP's votes may get transferred to ADMK, not the other way around. This was proven in 2021. That was the main reason why Annamalai said these guys are useless. They'll take our vote, but they will not give their votes. See, what happens at the booth level, we don't know, sir, because the guy might say, you go vote for DMK because BJP is will see. This is the thing. BJP will Trinicify Hindi. They will force Hindi on you. This is the story that keeps happening, and that is an Article 370 they have built around Tamil Nadu, sir. Hindi imposition. Keep breaking that. I don't know. These are all challenges, and it's not easy. Let's wait and see how they play it out. But first thing that everybody, at least I know much of the BJP people, they need to shed their ego and work collectively for a cause. I still see that coming out. When suddenly somebody will go and say something or do something which is completely out of character. Tamilisai, for example, she was a no-hoper to win any seat. Yet somehow she convinces Modi ji, this is the back-end story I'm hearing, to contest from South Chennai. The guy who had worked for 2-3 years completely got shafted. He's a young fellow. How do you enthuse the cadre? The guy who has worked for 3-4 years, developing, nurturing the constituency, fighting for the causes, he even went to jail. And suddenly you plant this person. She was already governor in 2-3 states. What more do you want? My story about governors getting kickbacks, I'm not saying anything now, because it's not one party or the other. Everybody seems to be on the take. So it's a mess, total mess. I feel some are honest, but I won't say that across the board. Sir, let's go to the questions now.
Sure.
First question, why PGurus is calling him as Vijay instead of Joseph only? I do call him Joseph Vijay, but look, how many people do you think watch? Today I'm having about 250 people consistently watching. We have 765,000 subscribers. It doesn't matter. I'm not even a drop in the ocean. I'm an atom. Point is, I can say this thing, but everybody needs to understand there are hidden forces that are promoting these things, and they are much more dangerous. Next question, please.
How many of them will understand if I, keep saying Joseph? If somebody has been given a name by hook or by crook or, by convention, you have to address him this one. Yeah.
So I say Joseph Vijay, sir. Consistently, I say Joseph Vijay, and I consistently say Sebastian Seeman. He's not Seeman. His name is Sebastian Seeman. Go to his birth certificate. He has not changed that. So people know and they fool people also. That's something that we need to point out. Sir, next question now. Ask experts with with a four-corner contest likely. If there is no majority for a single party, who will support whom? First question, sir.
See let's say four-cornered contests also. The last two parties will be 3-4% types. I don't think we need to really bother. The main formation is DMK formation, ADMK formation, and Vijay formation. BJP if they stand separately also, they're going to be only about 5 or 6%, maybe even less, with Annamalai's energy being what it is now, much less reduced. So let's say if BJP is also with ADMK, then the formations of DMK, ADMK, and Vijay. And in my opinion, there also DMK might have an edge, followed by Vijay, followed by ADMK plus BJP. Unfortunately, we don't have data. Somebody has to go to Vijay's, rallies and ask a cross section of people. I don't think you require more than 500,000 samples.
Right.
People, ask them where they are going to vote if Vijay was not there, or where did they vote last time. That can give a clue as to who is going to be number 2 and 3.
Yeah. So personally, if you ask me, before we take the next question, personally, if you ask me, TVK will not be able to separate ADMK from BJP. My opinion, sir. I know this because I can't tell all the things outside. Because I know how this was brought about. I hope you. We will talk offline after the program. So just stay back for a minute. Okay. So my guess is that TVK will join with Congress because Congress is having an existential problem across the country, like what happened in Bihar. So Congress might accept 50 seats, 50, from TVK and form an alliance, because Congress is being given only 25 or 15 to 25 is what DMK wants to give. Congress is going to get double the number of seats. And Congress has a lock on Muslim vote, which will not go to DMK. They will go to Congress. That's what they are thinking. And Congress will still have to work. But not this guy like 𝗟𝗚𝙬𝗧. They'll have to change the leadership, which they will not do. So I don't know. That is a problem for Congress. But as a party, Congress does have a loyal vote in Tamil Nadu. So Congress
You finish. Sorry.
No, Congress coming together with TVK is a distinct possibility. And if that's very interesting, that's what I think, sir.
I completely agree with you, but I have a slight disagreement on the percentage of lock they have on Muslim votes. It is not over.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah,
it is reducing by the day, and maybe by this election or the next election, maybe they would have substantially lost them.
No, see, the thing is, that's why Congress by itself may not get the thing, but if they are with TVK, which is where the momentum appears to be today, right? Then it could sway. Again, these are all guess marks. We are not on the ground. I'm not on the ground. Definitely, you have at least done some work. So we'll see how it goes. Next one, please. Oh, second question is there. Sorry, go back to the previous question. There's a second part. He had a second part also. Okay, let it go. Final question. Let's go. Who will win per your estimate, DMK or non-DMK? I think you have already answered this question, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, last slide.
Yeah, we've done that. And thank you, Vijay Manivelu, for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you so much. And what a session, sir. 1.5 hours. I loved every moment of it because you have really sliced and diced each one's strengths and weaknesses in a very objective manner. We are not taking any sides here. We're just telling things as the way we see it. And this kind of stuff is very, very necessary. Here's the last part. Second question is, if TVK take on this election without alliance, won't he just get a naught?
I don't think naught is a possibility, but 2025, I think he will get. But there is some merit in his question also, because, in several places, the caste play an equation. And
yes, yes.
Which caste will he say? He's not a Vaniyar, he's not a Nadu, he's not a, any of those caste equations. Of course, Christians is the only thing which he can say. And of course, he will get their votes. But he has a following. And in my opinion, people are discounting the possibility of his attendance at the rally, saying that they're all sine goyas, they are not even eligible for voting. I don't think that is correct. Some merit is there, but I think he has quite a good following. With that, if he is able to get 20-22%, let's say, and if the opposition, his opposition are properly split, and if you are saying without Congress also, maybe he'll make a debut with about 20-22 seats. It will not be, not a possibility in my opinion.
Thank you so much, sir. Viewers, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. I would like to invite Kumarji to come back maybe in a couple of months' time. As the heat of the battle builds up, we can take a look at it, see how many people have actually done some correction, course correction. That's something that I would be curious. They do watch. They don't get this kind of intellectual food. The people who are planning all these things, they do watch these things. What is this guy saying? Why is he saying what he's saying? So there will be some course corrections. We can come back and look at it in a couple of months' time, sir. Thank you so much again. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, Mr. Iyer. And my article on inflation targeting is due to appear in India's prime economic weekly, EPW, Economic and Political Weekly. It should be in the next 1 or 2 weeks. I will give you a session. Of course, this is in a completely different topic altogether.
Of course,
and
of course.
GST.
We'll do that. Yeah.
And I will tell you when I'm ready, and maybe we can have a session, but it is a completely different phase altogether.
Yes. That's one thing about PGurus. We are not afraid to move from one subject to totally different subject. That's our USP, if you will.
Okay. And thank you so much for giving this opportunity to me and share my thoughts with your audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Namaskar.